Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Manchester United versus Chelsea preview. It's this Thursday night, the 28th of April. It's at Old Trafford and it's a 8:15 kick-off. Chelsea have got good players. They've got Kai Havertz. Chelsea got him from Bayer Leverkusen. Christian Pulisic. He's young, still got a lot of development in him. Chelsea got Christian Pulisic from Borussia Dortmund. Timo Werner. He's done alright for Chelsea, but I don't think he's done as well as a lot of Chelsea fans expected. He definitely enjoyed a bad start to his Chelsea career, but since then he's settled in, a bit more. Timo Werner came from RB Leipzig. They have Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku is in his second spell at Chelsea. Lukaku had a good start in his second spell with Chelsea, but then he died off a bit, didn't he? Lukaku, don't forget, is a former Manchester United player. Man United had Lukaku for around 2 years. And then obviously we sold him to Inter Milan. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's a young player. He's out with injury at the moment for Chelsea. I highly rate Mason Mount. He's good for Chelsea, also good for England. N'Golo Kante, he's a very good midfielder. He's probably one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, if I'm going to be honest with you. Chelsea got N'Golo Kante from Leicester. Kante has won the Premier League with Chelsea and he also won it when he was at Leicester. Jorginho, I don't think he's been that good for Chelsea. Chelsea did get him from Napoli. Saul Niguez, as you all know, Chelsea have him on loan from Atletico Madrid. Andreas Christensen, Chelsea have him. I think he's just recovered from injury. Mateo Kovacic, he's out with injury at the moment. Trevor Chalobah, he's a very good young player. Ben Chilwell, he's a left back. Ben Chilwell is out with injury. I think Ben Chilwell is out for the season. One of the centre-halves Chelsea have got is Antonio Rudiger. He's a very good centre-half, to be fair. Rudiger is leaving Chelsea this summer. He's reached an agreement with Real Madrid. Don't forget Manchester United have been linked with him before. Hakim Ziyech. Chelsea have him. Ross Barkley. Don't forget Ross Barkley is a former Everton player. You know, he was a long-serving player when he was at Everton. Ross Barkley was at Aston Villa before as well. Marcus Alonso. Cesar Azpilicueta. Thiago Silva. He's good. They've got Malang Sarr. Chelsea have, 3 goalkeepers? They've got Kepa Arrizabalaga. Chelsea paid a lot of money for him. I think he's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world at the moment. They've got Eduard Mendy. And they've got a goalkeeper called Marcus Bettinelli. So they're Chelsea's goalkeepers. Reece James, he's a good young player. Reece James is a defender. Reece James recently picked up an injury. So they're a lot of the players that Chelsea do have. Chelsea's manager is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel has won the Champions League as Chelsea manager. You know, Chelsea beat Man City in the Champions League final last season. He got Chelsea to the FA Cup final last season, did Tuchel, but Chelsea lost the final to Leicester. And earlier on this season, Tuchel got Chelsea to the Carabao Cup final, but Chelsea lost that to Liverpool on penalties. Thomas Tuchel got appointed in as the Chelsea manager back in January 2021, which was last year. So Tuchel has been in charge of Chelsea for over a year. He's under contract with Chelsea until 2024. Before Chelsea, Tuchel managed PSG. He won trophies with them. Before then, he managed Borussia Dortmund. Before, managed Mainz 05. And at one point, he managed Augsburg. Let me put into the equation that Chelsea have sacked a lot of managers. Last season, Chelsea sacked Frank Lampard, even though Frank Lampard is a Chelsea legend. Lampard is obviously now the Everton manager. He managed Derby before as well. Before Lampard, Chelsea had Maurizio Sarri. Chelsea sacked Sarri. Sarri only endured one season at Chelsea. He did get Chelsea to the Carabao Cup final that season, and he also won the Europa League as Chelsea, but still didn't, keep him in the Chelsea job. Before as well, Chelsea sacked Antonio Conte. Conte did win the Premier League in his first season as the Chelsea manager. Antonio Conte is now the Tottenham manager. Man United should have got Antonio Conte, really. You know, if we'd have sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after that 5-0 defeat to Liverpool this season, then I think we would have got Conte. Obviously, Chelsea sacked Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho endured 2 spells at Chelsea. He did well in his first spell, but didn't really do that well in his second spell. They sacked Rafa Benitez as well. At one point, Chelsea had him as their interim manager. Gust Hiddink, I think Chelsea also sacked him. They sacked Villas Boas. They got rid of Avram Grant a lot of years ago. They also got rid of Scarali. Sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. They also sacked Carlo Ancelotti, and Carlo Ancelotti won a couple of trophies when he was the Chelsea manager. So there, a lot of the managers that Chelsea have sacked, I probably haven't mentioned them all. As you all know, Roman Abramovich, not so long ago, sold Chelsea Football Club. The reason he did that is because of the war with Russia and Ukraine. You know, Roman Abramovich owned Chelsea for a lot of years. You know, Roman Abramovich is a billionaire. Anyway, Chelsea won their last game against West Ham 1-0. Not so long ago, they lost to Arsenal 4-2. Chelsea are third in the Premier League at the moment. Manchester United are coming into this game on the back of a 3-1 defeat to Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Manchester United's goal against Arsenal came from Cristiano Ronaldo. That was his 100th Premier League goal. Arsenal's goals came from Nuno Tavares, Bukayo Saka, he scored a penalty, and Granit Xhaka scored a cracker. Man United have had back-to-back defeats in the Premier League because last Tuesday Man United lost 4-0 to Liverpool at Anfield. Top 4 is over for Manchester United. You know, after the defeat to Arsenal, Rangnick said that Man United's Champions League's hopes are over. The last time Manchester United played Chelsea at Old Trafford, it was 0-0. Manchester United drew with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge earlier on this season, 1-1. So there you go, and tomorrow my predictions for this game will be coming up, and obviously I'll be giving you my predicted 11 as well. Man United have still got some players missing. Fred, he's recently been injured, but I've heard now that Fred is back in training, so there's a good chance he will be back for this game against Chelsea. Pogba, he's out. Pogba's out for the season. Luke Shaw's still out. He's out for the season. And we've still got Edison Cavani out with injury. Let me put into the equation that Man United have done transfer business with Chelsea before. You know, Man United did get Matic off Chelsea back in 2017. Man United got him for around 40 million. And we also got Juan Mata off Chelsea back in 2014 for around 37.1 million. Now, obviously, you know the news regarding Erik ten Hag. Last week, Manchester United appointed Erik ten Hag as the new manager. You know, Ten Hag will replace Ralph Rangnick at the end of this season. You know, Ten Hag last week signed a 3-year deal with Man United with an option of a further year. Man United paid a compensation, and the compensation was below 2 million. It initially said that Ten Hag will get a 200 million transfer budget this summer, but now I'm hearing he's going to get a transfer budget of between 100 to 150 million pounds. You know, there's a lot of players that, you know, Ten Hag wants to bring to Man United. Christian Eriksen's name was recently mentioned. On the other side of things, there's also a lot of players that Ten Hag wants to get rid of. He said not so long ago that Ten Hag is making plans for Man United ahead of becoming the manager at the end of the season. Ten Hag is Manchester United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Like I said, it'll be good for Ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League because he's not yet managed in the Premier League. As you all know, Ten Hag wants Mitchell van der Gag and Steve McLaren at Manchester United. And on my last video, I gave you more news on Rangnick. The Times have said today that Man United players are losing belief in Ralph Rangnick. Rangnick's the interim manager at the moment until the end of the season, then he is going to be taking a consultancy role for 2 years. You know, Rangnick's been the interim manager for around 4 months now. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.